So welcome in, Raiders. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Hey, T-Bank, how you doing, my friend? Thank you so much. Knight Rider, you are absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for all that support. We appreciate it so much. Cyber Yarl, thank you for hitting that sweet shout out for Knight Rider, an absolute fantastic streamer. So don't forget to follow him before you go. And welcome in. Today has been a productive day. A Druzard. I like that. It sounds like a Pokemon. Oh, you've got a Druzard. Let's go up here and do a little buffing. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Do a little buffing. Because our buffs have kind of worn off. So I think it's time that we put some back on. What's up, Easy Cure? How you doing today? Nice to see you. We are enjoying a fantastic day. It's a Thursday on the West Coast. The heat is rising. We're expected to be, like 95 degrees today. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot, you guys. Yeah. Upper 90s today. Which I think is okay. I could maybe I could get out to the lake, do a little swimming. You know what I'm saying? Be a lake day this afternoon maybe. Hey, Veritheus. Sack, you got to refresh after the raid to give some viewer credit? Oh, well, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's not wrong. If you go with a raid, if you refresh the screen, it definitely helps out the channel a little bit more. One of the changes that Twitch made to raids was that they do accept them now as credit. So they did switch it up a little bit. But he's right. It does help. It sure does. So we appreciate that so much. That's really nice. How are you doing today, friend? Mr. Veritheus, a legendary Everquester. He knows his way around the bottom of Guck. That's for sure. We're leveling up 32% through the level. I think I could probably, if I really pushed, I could probably get level 50 today. But we're just kind of taking it slow. I don't mind getting it tomorrow either. Yo, Piercing Smelt. Thank you so much for that follow. I love it. That's a cool name. Smelt is a type of fish, isn't it? Here in California, we have the Delta Smelt. Which is a type of fish. A protected fish. There it is. Look at that guy. Look at that neck beard on that guy, dude. He looks like a frickin'... He looks like a peach. Ho! T-Bank with the follow. Coming in for that huge dude boy, Orkboy energy. Yay! Thank you and welcome. Welcome to the stream. We appreciate all the support, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. Feels good. It feels good. Let's get 50. Grind, grind, grind. Yeah, dude. Let me see. I'll scroll back a little bit there. Knight Rider. Dude, Orkboy, check your donos. You seem to have an alert for it. Oh, okay. You'll send a DM? Word,
Verithias asked me, Dude boy, check your dono. You don't have a sound for it. Then the gold's been tossed into the sea like a cursed doubloon. Tell them to check the donation alert settings, the browser source, and the volume on the ship's bells.
Like a
If the dono
doubloon.
sailed in, but no sound boomed, the alert may be muted or miswired.
It's
A proper
miswired.
pirate fixes the cannon before blaming the storm.
Yeah, it's miswired, so I know what happened. When I went from Streamlabs OBS to regular OBS, my dono alert is through Streamlabs, and so it's not actually alerting. It's not alerting, so I'll have to jot that down on my list of things to do. Let me put that down on my whiteboard. It's probably something that I can fix pretty easily, so I'll have to look into it. But that's the reason why. I used to use Streamlabs OBS. I used to actually pay a subscription, like a monthly subscription to multi-stream to Kick and YouTube as well through Streamlabs. And then when I made the switch over to regular OBS Studio, there's a plugin, a free plugin to do that. So I was actually able to save a little money by canceling my Streamlabs subscription as well. So, but one of the residual downflows of it is that specific alert is inoperating. We appreciate you guys, and thank you so much, Knight Rider. And I'm looking forward to our session on Monday, so I think that'd be pretty cool. I could definitely help you out with that. Like a cursed doubloon, dude. He said I threw it in the sea like a cursed doubloon. I like it. For sure, yeah, dude. We'll link up. We'll get into a Discord and we'll go through some steps. I'll have some handy dandy links and things ready for the session. Well, thank you again so much. We do appreciate it, and I will make sure to try and get that alert set up. We don't get very many donos, so it's never been really like a thing that's come up too often. Now that you have played both Eminem and this game, which one are you going to call home? Ooh. Tough call. I want to do more Eminem, of course, and I want to be there when there's a lot of new content and stuff that gets unrolled. This game is very enjoyable as well. It's like a fun play, like a feel good, kind of like a powerful sort of version of EverQuest. You know. Ooh, a big rock column. Let's go. Come on, back up, buddy. Back up, you old dang old rock golem. Back that ass up. Come on, golem. Back that ass up. Well, I hope you had a fantastic stream, Knight Rider, and I hope you got some progress done on your characters. that's what we're doing today. We're leveling up. I'd like to get around level 50 so I can start doing some boss fights and stuff. The other day I went to Plane of Fear on tier 0, right? And I defeated Fright, but he had no loot.
Where?
Nice, dude. That guy sounded like he got his hand caught in one of those old, you ever seen one of those old dryers that had like the roller, that crank roller, dude? You used to you feed your clothes into it and like roll it to wring it out. I bet you that's what happened to that guy when he yelled, "Wah!" Got his hand caught in the roller. Woo! Let's go! These dang rock golems, man. These guys are nasty. Nasty rock golems. They're so tough. And meaty. They're very meaty. Fairtheus asks, Dude Boy Orkboy, how do you change dungeon difficulty without locking yourself out? You've seen others do it, but you have no clue how. So, I can show you. Right now we're in a D2. Here's my difficulty right here. We're in a D2 open world, the Hole. The Hole, since it's a raid instance, since it has Yale, in order to do a solo instance, you have to open up a raid instance for it, which is on a different system than your personal solo instance. And I'll show you there's lockouts. As soon as I finish off with this golem. Oh, this nasty golem. There we go. 2% XP. Pretty good. Oh shit, we aggroed a Crusader. Oh boy, we done aggroed him. Oh boy, we've aggroed a Crusader. Come on, slow him down. Nope. Try again, Slow, slow, slow. There we go. At the last little bit of his health. Alright, so you've got your difficulty button here. If you click it, you have to be out of combat. If you click it, it opens up this window that looks like a pick zone window, right? So you have a pick zone window. I could travel to tier 0. There's 7 other players in it. I could travel to tier 1. There's 2. I am in tier 2. Tier 3 has 0. Tier 4 has 2 players in it. I could travel back and forth to these pick zones as much as I want. And those are considered like open world versions of the Hole. They scale up in difficulty as you go. In the same pick zone window, you can enable your own personal instance. You can click solo instance, and then you have this drop down window to select what difficulty you want for your personal instance. If you spawn up a personal instance, you will have a 3-hour lockout timer to spawn up another personal instance, any kind. So it's a universal cooldown. So you can do one personal instance every, I think they switched it down to 1 hour actually. It used to be 3 hours, and they've brought it down to 1 hour. So once an hour, You can go to either a new difficulty or a different zone and spawn up your own personal instance. It's a version of the zone that's just you. You're the only one in there, and you can go around and around and around. And then for the raid lockouts, for the raid instances, it's kind of like an AOC. You actually go and find an NPC and you talk to them. And so I could do tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, etc. using an AOC. I'll put it into those kind of terms because those are the more modern EverQuest terms. And I think that you would understand those. So yeah, there's a bunch of different ways, and there's a bunch of different options that you can do. So if it's pick zone instead of actual solo instance for ease, yeah, pretty much. I mean, they don't call it that. They're calling everything just a generalized term. They're just calling everything an instance. But the open world ones are like pick zones because there's other people there. You know what I mean? The solo instance is a true instance. It's a true DZ that you go into. And then the raids are true DZs as well that you can switch the difficulty. So I can do all of them. They are on a weekly timeout though. So if you look here, my Plane of Fear, I can go into my Plane of Fear, my Group 0 Plane of Fear. I can just go right back into it, start off where I left off, and then after the lockout time, it resets. Hey, Topless Quintuple Change. Wow, that's a cool username. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for that follow. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to do a small AFK for a bathroom break. So we're going to feign death in this corner. And we're going to do a quick little restroom break / health break. If you're new in the stream, hit that follow. If you're over on YouTube, give us a like. Give us a subscribe. It would really help the channel to grow. We're at 495 subscribers. We're looking to get up to 500. If you can and want to, please hit that sub button over there. That's a huge help towards our goals. We've had a 500 sub goal for a few months now. We're actually almost there. So very close. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. I will be right back after just a few minutes break.
When was the last time you heard of someone beating Everquest?
When was the last time you heard of someone playing Everquest?
That's fair.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight.
Ask me about my wiener.
I'd buy that for $1.
I bet you would buy that for $1. All right. We're back. Woo! I'd buy that for $1. I kind of want to watch those RoboCops over. I don't think I've seen the actual like old RoboCops in a long time.
We're being attacked!
I did watch one of the newer ones. They came out with kind of like a newer RoboCop, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. I saw that one. Check it out. We're drinking blue stuff, you guys. Oh, he's getting all jacked up on blue stuff. I haven't had any coffee in like over a week. Even though I always, whenever I go and join streams in the morning, I say I'm up and having coffee. I'm not. I'm up and having blue stuff. It's a little bit of caffeine, it's a little bit of creatine and some vitamins, some B vitamins and stuff. It's like a pre-workout juice. And so it's been helping me out. It has some focus to it. It's got a little bit of a nice focus to it. So I've liked that. I've actually gotten a lot of stuff done since I started taking the supplement. Drinking the windshield washer fluid. Yeah, dude. A little window pane, baby. We're drinking some window pane. He's seeing spots. He's seeing spots. All right. Let's get back down to business. Where's my pet? He's stuck. Let's get down to business. Oh boy. Woo! Now they're all angry. Those angry, angry elementals, man. Come on, mez him. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I still can't get the mez off on that guy. Oh, come on. There we go. One mezzed. Two mezzed. Spent so long trying to mez those guys. You switch to iced tea, no sugar or honey in it. Sometimes lemon, but just a lot of iced tea for you. Nice, dude. I feel like this stuff does have some kind of sweetener in it. But I used to drink a sugared coffee in the morning. Right? And that was kind of, it would wear me out. It would give me the boost I needed in the morning, but then like midday I would have like a sugar crash, you know. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that. This stuff doesn't really seem to have a crash. But then again, I'm not doing that much of it. I'm doing a low dosage. You're supposed to do 1 scoop, 1 full scoop to an 8-ounce water. Well, I'm doing about a half a scoop to an 8-ounce water. So I'm actually doing about a half a dose. It's pretty good. And definitely helps for when I'm going to work out that day. Were you having trouble mizzing due to resist or getting interrupted? It was a combination of both. I was getting a little bit interrupted at first because it was like 3 creatures beating on me. And then when I did finally get the cast off, he resisted it. The first guy resisted it, so it was a mix of both. I do have my AoE mez up as well. I could have used that, which would have locked down the whole group, and then I could have pinpointed my initial longer mezzes, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yo, peace, dog. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? Werewolf form for the win? Yeah, dude. I wasn't using it. One of the persons in chat was asking earlier, how come I'm not using it? And I said, you know what? You're right. You're right. I should be using it. I just being negligent, not using it. It's not bad. It doesn't last very long though. It's like a 2-minute, like a 3-minute duration. So you kind of have to keep casting it. I sort of wish it was a longer duration. It does look really cool though. And it's like the old school werewolf too. Like this old school werewolf looks dope, dude. It's like a version 1. First generation werewolf. Rockheb says you were drinking way too much Diet Coke and you just had to get away from it. Yeah, dude, I hear you there. I hear you there. I try not to buy a bunch of sodas, but we do like it as a treat around here. I love a nice iced cherry Coke, dude. Cherry Coke on the rocks. It's good, though. It is good, but very unhealthy, very unhealthy. But damn, is it good. Knight Rider 2000 says, at Dude by Orkboy, if you have trouble with resists, make sure to use over channel stance. Then after the cast lands, switch back to whatever stance you want. Ah, over channel, you say? Let me look here. Oh, there it is. Cast spells have a negative 150 resist adjust plus another minus 15 for every non-hybrid caster class at a cost of 20% of the mana cost in endurance. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can do, it looks like you can make some pretty cool macros with this stuff, like set up a macro that like switches your stance, casts the mez, and then maybe, you know, you have another macro that switches it up. I feel like I almost kind of have much more stances than I can possibly use, because there is a lot of stances, a lot of various stances and things to switch to. So I feel like I might be a little overloaded with stances. We'll just have to dance. We'll have to do what's known as a stance dance. A stance dance? What do you think this is, EverQuest? Well, I thought it was. Oh shit, where'd this golem come from? He's behind me. Ooh, come on, Mr. Golem. Don't be playing. Don't be playing. Ooh. Dang old Golem. And they began to call him Golem. That'd be fucked up to call somebody Gollum. You know what I mean? Just like, yo, you're a Gollum, dude. You're drinking one Diet Dr. Pepper a week as a treat? That's some good stuff. Ooh, I do like Dr. Pepper. The last Dr. Pepper I had was quite nice indeed. Also, I like it over ice. Over channel lowers mob resists? Yeah, we'll have to try it out. We'll have to check that out sometime. Alright, let me lock these down. Hey, Gion DP, is that how you pronounce it? Gion is Gion? Jean? I have a cousin named Jean. It's not John, it's Jean. Jon. Pretty cool dude. That's your biggest worry / complaint right now, is there's just too many systems to keep track of and actually use. You're concerned new players are going to get buried under the UI and overall bloat. Yeah, I feel you there. I almost feel the same way too, and I'm an experienced EverQuest player. Like I've been playing EQ for a long time, and there's like almost too many abilities. I guess that's the nature of having 3 classes, is you're going to have a lot of abilities, and a lot of them you're not going to be able to use all of them, you know, so that's fine. I don't mind leaving some out or not using everything super efficiently, but I know what you mean where it's like slightly overwhelming. Your favorite modern insult? You look like you drop common loot. Hell yeah, dude. I like that. That's funny. Definitely a lot of bloat for a brand new EQ player. Oh, yeah. Not only that, but I played with some guys that never really played much EQ. They were from Warcraft. They were in my Warcraft guild. And they wanted to know why about so much stuff. Like, why can't you do this? Or why can't you do that? Or why isn't this like this? And why isn't that like that? And I was just like, dude, it's an entirely different game. Like, you're coming into it from a more modern perspective, and you're going back in time to, like, older systems. So there's going to be things that you can and just can't do that you're used to. But they had fun. We spun up on like a regular server, and we were doing Crescent Reach. We got to around the level 20 range. You know, we just basically did Crescent Reach, but it was fun. You know, it was nice to play with those guys. They hit me up. They were like, yo, we're playing EverQuest, man. Me and my buddy, you want to kick it? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll kick it with you guys. I'll spin up a character. Let's go. And so I always like that. I always like that when friends of mine from different games try the game out. Gion, nice. Like Greyjoy, Gion Greyjoy. I made a character in Valheim called Peon Greyjoy. That was pretty funny. I like made him kind of like an orc character. Peon Greyjoy. Last name Picard. Let's go. You're new to EQ, but you just love MMOs in general, from old school style to modern. and it was fun learning the systems. Yeah, dude.
Work. Ready to work. Ready to work. Something they doing? Me, not that kind of orc. Leave me alone.
I like those orc samples. You were a huge Dr. Pepper consumer back in the day. That's the real risk. You're an EQ vet, and it overwhelms me just watching it all. Yo, Nomad Max, how you doing? Are you finding charm pets worth using or just not worth the hassle of the breaks? They are worth using. They're much more powerful. They definitely do more damage. You'll kill stuff a lot quicker. They are tedious in the same sense that there is a lot of breaks. You're going to get them. And so sometimes it's just easier to pull out your regular pet. So like this pet right here that I have, he's the level 48 pet for enchanters. He's actually part paladin as well. So he's a warrior / paladin. He's a hybrid class. And he can drop some heals and he can drop some like buffs and stuff on me and himself even too, which is nice. He also has lay on hands for an emergency. So it's pretty cool. You and Q are very close in level. He dinged 49 earlier in the sewers. Damn, dude. He actually made it up to 49 in there. That's crazy. That's a cool run that he's doing. I respect it a lot. It's just like a whole alternative thing, you know. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I've watched a few of the streams and I've enjoyed a lot of the clips and stuff online too. The sewer provides. It's awesome. That's a good run. That's a good run. Very creative. Q is one of the more creative guys that I know out there. And so he's been a huge influence for me as well. It's awesome. Theon? Yeah, I like Theon. Especially in higher difficulties, double / triple class charm pet, charm a monk rogue zerker. Yeah, dude. It just gets a little tedious. The charm breaks are real, and they always will kind of happen at the worst times. That's normally how they work. So they are really good. They are very powerful. But just for convenience, a lot of times I'll use my regular pet. You know, and especially if I'm farming some lower level areas or something like that. Let's say I decide to go back to lower Guck or something, right? And I want to farm the Ghoul Lord some more. Get some better yaks, you know, get like a higher level yak or something. Then I probably just use a regular pet instead of a charm. This area is slightly lower level. And so this pet is just more convenient for me. But if I decided to charm like a rock golem or something, for example, we would probably be slaying twice as many monsters as fast. So it just depends on what you're feeling. I was in a pretty relaxed mood today. I didn't really feel like fighting with a charm pet today. I just thought, I'll just use my regular pet and get in here and just grind some XP. Ooh, I heard something. I heard like a nuke or something fire up back here behind me. Maybe it's the Crusader. I think he's trying to nuke me. He'll get there. I'm sure he's has slowed way down. Yeah, dude. Well, that's the cool thing about the spawn rate of this server. Is I think it's around either an 8-minute spawn for the majority of the mobs. And so what that kind of does, and here's why I like it, it's faster paced. Okay, for one, that's fun. But for two, you don't have to have these vast, large encampments. Like you don't have to do Ham Lord to keep busy. You can just camp the Lord room and fight the immediate area because the spawn rate is fast enough to keep you busy. And that goes with all the camps in the game. there's more openness. You don't have to camp huge camps. You can camp smaller camps, which means more for everyone else too, right? Not only do they have the option of doing open world in different pick zones, but they have the option of doing their own instance and stuff too. I've always thought that the spawn rate should have been increased on the live servers, like the live TLPs. Lower Guck is a good example. It's like an 18-minute spawn time for every mob in there. So that's why you have parties that camp these humongous territories. They pull the entire zone from across the zone because it's almost 20 minutes between spawns. So if you're killing stuff fast enough, and if you're really efficient, you run out of stuff to do, and you're just sitting around. Lower the spawn time. Bring it down to like 8 minutes, and everybody would have so much more to do. They would camp less territory, and you could fit more people in. Now they have things that compensate for it, like the pick zone system and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, Earthen Blade +2. We'll hang on to that. We'll hang on to it. But even as like the puller, because I would be the puller a lot of times, I don't want to go 20 rooms away to find mobs and bring them back to my camp. He's got a +10 Rusty. Nice, dude. Let's see. Surprised you're not at Slab or Docks. Yeah, I was just kind of decided to just, be a little bit chill today. I'm chilling here. I woke up, I just felt like real drained this morning, I don't know why. Very drained, very low motivation. So that's why I'm kind of just hanging around here. What level are you going to go after Finney? I bet you can still mana drain him on here. Ooh, I forgot about Finney. I didn't even think about him. And I forgot about Kedge as well. Wow. Yeah, at level 50, I plan on doing a lot of raid stuff. So probably 50. I'm already halfway to 50 right now. We're at 52% through the level. That's pretty good. We pretty much got a full solid level in here. Because this is about where I was when I started at 48. I was about halfway through 48. And so we got 49 pretty quickly. Now we're about halfway through. Yeah, once I hit 50 was when I was planning on like really starting some of the raid content. Planes, that kind of thing. Planes, dragons, giants, Finney, Yale. There's a lot of good targets. There's a lot of good targets to go after. You surprised we haven't seen Level Up Larry get into Legends? Dude, I know. He's pretty busy though. I'm pretty sure he works full time, and he does have a lot of children. Like, I want to say like 6+ kids. So that's going to take a lot of time. That's going to be real hard to find enough spare time to jump online. You know what I mean? Hey, 9 AAs in the bank. He has a lot of children, I know that. I don't know if it's actually 6, but I think it's like at least 4. That would wear me out, dude. That would wear me out. You remember on Mischief, our group had Savant, Sage, Exec, Cav, and all the frogs in front of Safe Hall? Yeah, dude. That's what I mean. That's that 20-minute spawn time. You wouldn't even be able to hold that territory if it was like an 8-minute spawn time. You'd be pressed for luck. What level are you going after Finny? I bet you could still manage him on here. It's because your old buddy Veratheus isn't in the there slaying zones with you. Kedge would be the place to farm. So much good loot in Kedge. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a little Kedge farming. One of the most important things I need to do is learn my way through that zone. That's a zone that I'm still very unfamiliar with. You know, like I can follow people around in there pretty well, but even then you get lost a little bit. I'd like to learn it. I'd like to learn it. I think this would be a good character for me to try that on. I do have underwater breathing, but I would need some fish scales for it. 2 of my classes have it. Enchanter and Shaman have underwater breathing, but I do need fish scales to make it work. Those sweet, sweet fish scales. I saw a video of a guy who like fried up some fish skin and then crumbled it onto what he was making. Little crumbled skin. Oh boy, I didn't notice that rock golem. Alright, let's try and lock him down. Do a group mez here. Bing. Okay, get on that rock golem. Give him a big mez, big mez. There we go. Tash. Mallow. Slow. Get them all nice and debuffed. Because he's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. Truly. Okay, there we go. Back on the capturer. You don't need spell components for buffs? Oh, really? Oh, shit. I didn't even know that. I wasn't fully expecting to have to use them. I read the description of the spell, and it said fish scale. So I didn't, I never actually like tried it out or tested it out. Also use water illusion. Hey, you're not wrong there. That might be a little bit easier to travel around too, because you're like smaller. Yeah, go through all those tunnels and stuff. Very true, very true. Lots of options, lots of underwater options for the character. Okay, he's tashed, he's mallowed, he's slowed. Alright, let's fight this guy. I'm gonna harm touch him. Boom! Yeah, eat that harm touch. Eat that nasty harm touch. I don't like it. I don't like the harm touch as a big DOT. Not a big fan of that. I never was. I like original, real, actual harm touch. You blow! And it does all the damage. I don't know what that harm touch is. It's like the nerfed version. Don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Yo, Chad McClade. I like that name. Thank you so much for hitting that follow, for that huge dude boy, orc boy energy. Hey, thank you so much. That's a cool name, man. I like that name. And then Enchanter, couldn't you use Water Elemental Illusion to become the water? Yes, you could, yep. Someone just brought that up over on our YouTube feed as well. And I didn't even think of that. I was going to use Enduring Breath and just go as myself. But I do realize that Water Elemental is probably a bit better. Probably swims faster, too. You saw Dwarf Beast Lords get skunks for pets. That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Some people also found out that you can like change your Beast Lord pet. So if I as someone who has illusions, I can cast an illusion of dwarf on myself, right, as a Beast Lord. And then if I zone, apparently your Beast Lord pet will be the dwarf Beast Lord pet on the other side of the zone line. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's a certain way to kind of like switch it and get a new Beast Lord pet, like a new illusion essentially, by traveling through the zone line as a certain appearance. I haven't tried it out yet. I just was told about it. Kind of a little glitch, maybe. It might get fixed, I'm not sure. Seems like a little glitch though. So what it is you turn into the illusion, right? And then when you zone, the server like calculates you as the race that you zoned as, and so it'll change your pet to it. I think that's what I've heard. I think that's pretty cool. Nice little trick. Everquesters like little tricks like that. They would do. There's a mage pet trick you can do to get so that your pet can have a long tail. And if you have one of these mage pets and then you give it an illusion and then you take off the illusion, the resulting mage pet afterwards will have like a longer tail, like a cool longer tail. So it's when they get an illusion and then come out of that illusion, they'll have this really long tail. So it's another like little illusion-y trick that people know how to do. So theory crafting, since harm touch cooldown is reduced by 1 minute for using Reeve, it would work to use it well with Spellblade like Pally's use Smite. Unfortunately not, because you would have to have a real spell, I think. It has to be in your first gem. For anything for Spellblade to proc, it has to be in the first gem. So I don't think you can actually put Reeve there. Or harm touch for that matter, because it's like a AA. So it has to be a real spell, I believe. Also, I wish it wasn't the first gem. The first gem is a valuable gem to use for like for spell casting. I wish it was like the last gem. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We got to take what we can. The only reason I say that is because my hands, I use WASD. I use tab to tab. I use WASD to move. And so my home row, my first row of hotkeys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all within reach of that. And so 1 is a valuable button. We kind of lose that button with Spellblade, with the spell gem being on Spellblade being the first spell gem. I wish you could pick which spell gem. If that makes any sense. Only just because that's an active button, right? You're usually pretty active with that button, so it's taking up space on a valuable button. All right. What time is it? 12:40. Not bad, not bad. I'd say we have about maybe 20-ish minutes left. I got about 20 minutes in me, chat. And then I got to go upstairs and make lunch for my mom and I. That was productive, though. We got 60% through the level. It's pretty good. We'll definitely be able to get 50 tomorrow. You use your first spell gem for your most used spell? Exactly, dude. Exactly. I use my first spell gem for my most used spell
Excuse
too.
me.
Hey, there it is.
Excuse me.
Oh, what a polite orc. What a polite orc. I can imagine him wearing like a bib, you know, like a nice little bib, and he's on his tray table. He's eating and he's eating and he's eating. And
Excuse me.
he puts his 2 fingers on his lips. Doesn't Spellblade use your first spell too? It does, it does. So it uses your first spell gem. Whatever you put in the first spell gem will take that spell and use it as a proc. And it'll be at 33% less mana. You know what I mean? So it's nice, it's nice. But then you don't really cast that spell gem, right? Because you're proccing it. So if I could switch that to my last spell gem and have it just proc, it'd be a little nicer. It'd be a little nicer. It'd be like one more hotkey I could use. It's not too critical. It depends on what you're using it for too. For a while there, I had my AoE Mez in that slot, and so I was proccing AoE Mez. I would get a big pull of like 4 or 5 frog locks, you know. My AoE Mez would proc off and mez them all down, lock them all down. And so in that situation, it was convenient because then I could manually cast it as well, right? Sometimes I manually casted it also instead of only relying on the proc. But when I use my life tap, I'm not really actively tapping that much. I am proccing the life tap, but I'm not like pushing the button so much. It's just a lot of different play styles. It doesn't make or break it. How's my average viewer number for today? Good question. Good question. Probably pretty close. Let's check. 83. I think that's good. That's good. Right now, according to my achievements, today and yesterday didn't actually count towards the next month. Today and yesterday counted towards the previous month. So these last 2 streams were just kind of extra. There's like a weird cutoff time. I don't know. I think it starts when you start. Something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we still don't have any credit towards June yet. So we'll have to do some more. We're hoping for some more. But you know, I still feel like you should stay within that range if I can. It's been pretty nice. It's been pretty nice. Yeah, it's a 30-day window from when you start, not the calendar month, I think. Yeah, exactly. And so my start month, let me look here. I think it's the 4th. So basically anything from the 5th and beyond is going to be counted towards the next goal. I think. I don't know. But I'm very happy with where we are. And so I can appreciate everybody and all the help everybody's done by watching the stream, lurking the stream, all that kind of stuff. It's been super helpful. Very positive vibes. It makes me feel really good. I feel like the community has risen up to try and help me, and also a lot of other streamers that are in the category for the last, month, trying to get a little credit, trying to push towards partner and stuff like that. It's hard to do, and it was a lot harder to do prior to the system now. So I can appreciate a lot of the changes. So it's been really awesome. It's been really awesome, you guys. You think what Night Rider means is the date is irrelevant. It's your average over the last 30 days. Yeah. And my 30-day span, I think, starts on the 4th and goes forward. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the next bracket. Then we'll really be paying a little more attention to it. All right, Rakib, thank you so much for that sweet, sweet orc poem. This one is called Pancake by Shel Silverstein, as read in the York voice.
Who wants a pancake? Sweet and piping hot. Good little Grace looks up and says, I'll take the one on top. Who else wants a pancake? Fresh off the griddle. Terrible Teresa smiles and says, I'll take the one in the middle.
It's called Pancake by Shel Silverstein, as read in New York voice. Lurkin, hey Kildare, how you doing, dude? We appreciate that lurk. We're getting ready to wrap it up. We're getting ready to wrap up here. It's about lunchtime here on the West Coast, and I'm getting a little hungry. I'm getting a little bit of hungry. But we got about 59% through the level. Nice solid 59er. And we got 9 AA points in the bank, so we'll probably distribute some of those soon. Figure out what I want to do. But yeah. So we got some upgrades. Yesterday we went down to the Ghost Castle and we did some we got some equipment upgrades, so that was pretty nice. I'm almost ready to start doing some of the raid content, so that'll be pretty fun. I do want to get to level 50, so we'll probably finish that up on tomorrow's stream, get to level 50, and just go from there, just see where the winds take us, as they say. Hey Armorous, how you doing? Is Epic soloable? It's only Classic right now, but yeah, I would say so. I mean, you might need a little help. The Shadow Knight Epic has the last boss is pretty tough of the Shadow Knight Epic. So I could see needing a little help for that. Which I will be doing the Shadow Knight Epic. They estimate, so far from what I've heard, and these are just rumors, but we know that the game is due to launch sometime in July. We don't have a specific date yet. And then there's been some rumors that the Kunark expansion, they're trying to push for like December-ish. So we'll have to get 64 epics to raise them to plus 10. Not necessarily, no, because you'll be able to use your alt currency, your motes. So right away when you get your epic, if it's a tier 0, that is, which it should be when you first get it, you'll be able to use a mote of infinitesimal potential to bring it up to tier 1. You'll be able to use lesser motes to bring it to 2, and etc. So that's what most people want to save their good motes for, is for harder and rarer equipment. All right, guys. I'm ready to get out of here. Go get some lunch. Because I am hungry. Ooh, we got a warrior. The evil warrior is attacking. Let's show him to the Dorier. Better off farming low level +4 to farm motes? I would say so, yeah. You also get better motes for doing the raid content too. So you can get like tier 5, tier 6 motes and stuff like that too. From doing raid stuff, so. All right. Ooh, Q's online. Hey. That's who we'll raid. We very rarely get a chance to raid Mr. Q. So that's where we're going today, you guys. All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me today on the stream, supporting us through that big partner push. It's been a lot of fun. We got level 49 today. Huge gains, huge gains. So we will see you guys on the next stream. Farewell.